Well, good morning, everybody. This is Grant Russell with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Thought I would do something a little different today and kind of start on the inside of an RV. And from the exterior, as Jody was walking in, you probably could see that I am sitting in a 2022 Newmar Superstar 4061 floor plan. This particular one is stock number 5N210791. Today, it is a super. It's classified as a Super C motorhome. So, for those who want to go on our website, you can go to transwest.com, and there's a section there at the bottom where you can actually click just Super C motorhomes, and that'll list all our different Super Cs that are on our website. So, just another tool to use, and invite you to check that out. So, anyways, let's get started here. So we're in a 2022 Superstar. The exterior of this one is really one of my favorites. It's the Gotham exterior that you saw when it's coming in, and we'll get another shot of that at the end of the video. And then also midway through, we're gonna do some slides in. So for those of you that like to see the slides on all in the in position when you're on the road, we're gonna get a good shot of that and how much room you have to walk up and down the coach while we're on the road. So why don't we start up front here? So we're in a Freightliner M2 106 chassis, and this is a 8.9 liter Cummins. It's got 1150 pound-foot of torque, and Newmar is one of the only manufacturers that actually keeps the air ride on the cab. So this is a floating cab up front here where I'm sitting. I've also got, you can kind of see this chair going up and down. It's an air ride seat. So both of the seats actually have air ride on them. And you know, you're gonna adjust that based on weight and for comfort level as you're going down the road. As you can see up front here, we've got a touch screen for navigation. If I go into my menu here, you do have some of your other features for Sirius satellite radio, Bluetooth, backup camera. If I go into my camera view, you can actually view some different camera views by just a click of the button there. And if I want to just get a rear shot as I'm going down the road, you can have that on. Or if I want to see the hitch, it gives you the hitch view, so it shoots straight down at the hitch. Probably hard to see on there, but when you're backing up to your tow vehicle, that's kind of handy to have with the camera system there. We'll go back to the menu here, and you do have the navigation is really, you can tap the button here to go to the navigation. Then there's different tools in here to put in your different routes and find different locations, convenience stores, campgrounds. There's all that different information, or type in the address to help navigate you to where you're going. Down below here, we've got some other switches here for you. This is a momentary switch here. So this has a tag lift on it. It's already built in. Just got the switch here. And then the button right next to it. If you want to back up a little bit and get a shot of that overhead window, this is kind of nice. A nice feature that they do on all the Superstars, and also the Supreme Air. So you've got the nice big window. If you got a view of the mountains, or it's a nice starry night and the bright moon, you can have that open. Or if it's too hot outside and you want to close it off, you do have that switch to bring the shade all the way down and block out all the heat from the sunlight there. So that's a nice feature there. And then you've got your different camera views. So if I'm in the camera view, let me go back in here. Let's see here. So you can actually, so let's say I have the privacy shades are all set up in the windows here, and you hear something outdoors but you don't want to open the windows. You can actually just come down here and toggle on this switch here. I think that's right. Let's go back. Well, actually, I take that back. I believe this, you have to tap on the screen here to select your different views for the camera. And then this switch here, I believe, is to toggle between your truck camera, and if you're hooked up to a trailer that has a camera of some sort on the actual trailer, on the back of it, on the interior of it, you can toggle between the different cameras. It does have a rear differential lock here. A light test all your lights around the exterior of the coach. This button here is a regen, so you can actually burn off the diesel particulates if it's calling for it on here. If it's a hot day and you're constantly hitting red light after red light and it's not automatically regenning to burn off the diesel particulates, you can actually manually do that here. And then this is an auxiliary switch here between house batteries and chassis batteries. If you want to merge the batteries to start the engine, you can hold down the house. If you ever get it run low voltage on the chassis battery, you can hold down the house switch, which merges the house with the chassis to turn the engine over. And then if you have a situation where the house batteries are running low and you want to fire the generator up, merging the chassis with the house, you can hold that to the chassis position. The switch to its right is the generator on off. I've got that running right now. It's a nice quiet 8,000 watt diesel generator. And then you've got some ceiling lights. It's going to be up above here that turns the cab ceiling lights on and off. And then this far right switch here is your docking lights. And we go over all the switches with you. If you were to buy one from us, we're going to walk you through all that and let you learn how all those different systems work. Lock and unlock, mirror heat, window controls are here. This does have a 6-speed Allison 4000 system, Allison transmission with the 8.9 liter and the Allison transmission, the 6-speed, 1150 torque. This coach will tow up to 20,000 pounds. And then down below here, I do have a pedal here that will allow me to tilt and telescope this steering wheel here. On the far left, controls over here are cruise control, set, resume, and coast, some light controls. And then of course on the left here you've got your windshield wiper buttons, your flashers for your high beam, low beam. And then right above the transmission we've got some marker lights. And then this does have this middle switch here. This is a 3-stage, or excuse me, 2-stage engine brake. Up being high, down being low, middle is typically going to be in the off position. And this switch here, I'll get back with you on this one here. Shoot me if somebody wants to post what it is, that'd be great. I can't remember that little icon, but we'll certainly look that up to see what that one's for. Let's go check out the floor plan here, Jody. As I'm standing up here, you can see we've got some good storage overhead. So these are all nice little cubbies for storage. And then I think all of this is going to be storage, yep, all the way across. So that's all great storage. And if you get a shot in this cubby here, you'll notice there's a brand specialist for each Newmar motorhome. You get that individual's phone number for help when you're on the road. You can call that phone number for Newmar specialist. And then on the bottom left, you can see there's some Freightliner help numbers. Should you ever get in a situation and you need some assistance, it's kind of nice having that posted in the motorhome. And then being a floating cab, we've got a flush floor from front all the way to back. It's got a flush floor all the way to the bedroom closet in the rear. Again, we're in a 4061 floor plan. This comes with standard with the booth dinette. I've got this cushion sitting here. This is Corian countertops, but it actually does go down, and this cushion helps make that into a bed. So you do have additional sleeping. The customers that ordered this coach selected to have the recliner chairs instead of the sofa. Kind of a nice feature. There's different options you can get when you're ordering these, and yeah, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to share with you like what different options you can get here, what different options you can get over here. But this one came with the recliner chairs and the fold down dinette. We've got some overhead storage here. Open all these up. So if you notice, as I'm opening these, this header, so this is a slide out. So we're in a slide, and this gives you a lot of extra insulation. So they keep that insulation from the ceiling to the rooftop consistent in your slides as well. And what does that do for the owner? Well, Yes, you do lose some of that taller storage. Get that? I've heard, that. I guess there's opinions on that from a lot of different people, but if it's 100 degrees out and you're running these airs, it doesn't work the airs as hard in the summertime. It's freezing cold outside. You're running the furnace. Again, it doesn't work the furnace as hard. If you're watching a ball game or you're watching a movie and it starts pouring down rain outside, you're not cranking the volume up because it's drowning out. It actually will muffle the sound very well the way that these are insulated. So just something to point out with Newmar. And then this is also location for satellites. The receivers come standard with the high definition 55-inch LED television with the Bose soundbar. And then down below we've got some really deep drawers, some huge storage. Those are full extension drawer glides. And you got 3 nice big drawers for storage there. And off to the side here, we've got some little cubbies. It goes pretty far back in there. Some more storage. So no wasted space there. And then as we're coming around to this side, so this at the entrance here, to mid-entrance, this is the control panels for a lot of your items. Like we'll start up here on the top right. So they do come standard with the Oasis hydronic heating system. So this has a diesel burner. Then you have 2 electric elements to heat. If you're plugged into 30 or 50 amp service, you can use the electric elements to help heat the coach and heat the hot water. The continuous hot water, you usually want to have that burner on for that continuous hot water. And then your control pad here, this right now it's the power control system is telling me we've got the generator on. If you're plugged into 15 amps, 30 amps, and you want to control you can use these up-down arrows to select what power source you're going to be using. And then this panel, this is a new panel to me, but it replaced the EMS, the energy management system. So this is by Victron. It's just basically a new system that they're using to give you a display on your charge systems, your float charge system, the time, loads, those types of things. And then the one on the far left is your over-the-air antenna. This is your awning controls. This screen here we tap on to wake up is your HVAC. It also has your AGS built in, that little lightning bolt here. If I tap on the AGS, the power button you can see in the top left is gray right now. This displays my voltage level right now in the house. I'm getting 12.95 volts. On the chassis, I've got 12.44. If I power on the AGS, then that's going to automatically turn on the monitor for like low voltage. You set your setup for quiet time. You set the house batteries to say run for 4 hours. If it senses 12 volts on the house batteries, then it's going to run for 4 hours. It's going to run that gen, so it brings the batteries up to a certain charge. Same thing on the chassis. That's kind of a nice built-in AGS system on here. And then your leveling systems here, some slide controls, the HWH reset. So if you hold this down for 5 seconds, that's usually if your hydraulics these things are like a computer. So occasionally these things need to be reboot. Your system's not working properly. Sometimes it needs a reset. So you hold that down for 5 seconds. That usually resets the HWH. Let's say the step's not going out properly, your jacks aren't coming up, or sometimes it just needs a reset. This button here is your step cover. If you look down below, I'm gonna hold this switch here. It actually has a built-in step cover, and that'll come up. So I'm standing on here. I'm not going to tell you how much I weigh, but I'm telling you it's holding me up, no problem. All right, so there we go. That's the step cover. And then coming back up top here, we do have this switch here. All the Superstars will come with a keyless entry, as well as compartment door locks. You'll get a couple of key fobs that'll lock and unlock your entrance door, as well as your compartment doors. And of course, this is your entry lock. block heater on off switch, and then exterior step that just turns the step so that every time you open and close the door, the steps aren't going in and out every single time. Outside security lights, and then you're for the passenger side, and that'll be your disconnect on the 12-volt system for the house batteries. And if you notice right here, the little label here, the customers who ordered this did choose to get it with solar prep. So if they ever want to add solar, it's already got the 6-gauge wiring ran from the rooftop down to the house battery location. Over here on the side, we've got exterior patio light. These switches here, this does have multiplex light systems. They're all labeled ceiling lights, bathroom lights, bedroom lights, accent lights, and then you can dim the actual ceiling lights. Come around to the kitchen area, you got tons of counter space. You've got a couple of sink covers here, stainless steel sinks, split sink, in a residential style. And then, again, you got all this workspace here. Kitchen windows an option. That's nice for light, and let some light in. And these are jalousie windows. So if I open those up, I don't know if you notice, I just manually ran the shades up. So these do have the manual shades. You can select to get the electric shades as an option, but they come standard with the manual MCD day and night shades. Flip side's got cutting boards. On the other side of these the Induction cooktop covers. The Induction does come out. So if I want to go outside and cook, I don't want to stink up my kitchen cooking fish, something I want to cook outdoors, just simply unplug it here, take it outdoors, and plug it into power outside. And it just sits back in there. Put these back in. And you see all your good storage. Standard is three big drawers here, like you see here. However, these customers did select to get the dishwasher. You can see full extension of drawer glide here. We've got a dishwasher and 3 nice big storage drawers here. Here's all the fun remotes. You got Bose stereo control, Gerard awning control. You've got a couple of Samsung remotes, probably for TVs. Sleep number remote control. Got a universal remote actually too, if you want to program that to for all the TVs and stereo systems. So all the extras. Newmar does send some paint along with it for touch up. And down below here we've got your Newmar owner's manual. A couple other goodies that are down below here. And there's actually, believe it or not, trash can. Every RV needs a place for a trash can. That's where they hide that. We're in a 4061 floor plan, so the 4061 is only a single bath. What's the advantage of that? Well, so far I've shown you a lot of storage. Now, typically, if you do get a bath and a half on a 40-foot motorhome, which is a popular floor plan, the downfall is that you do lose some storage. So come on back. Can I show you that? Go over that. As we're coming to the back, I mean, you see the residential fridge. You can see we've got, these are push to release pantry. So these don't go flying open when you take a hard right-hand turn or left-hand turn. These come flying out. So you just push and they'll release. And you get 6 nice big drawers there for your pantry area. But not having a rear bath, this gives you, let me flip this up. You got a rear wardrobe. There's a safe in the back here. That is an option. And then this KIB system here, with all that wiring, that's part of the multiplex system. You do have some nice big deep storage overhead compartments up top there. And then over here, let me just kind of move out of the way, but you've got some drawers down below here for storage. And then there's some storage on the side, on the fascia here. This opens up here. There's 110 and USB ports for charging. And then overhead, I always like to point this out, but you do have an electrical outlet in the overhead compartment above the bed. If you have sleeping machines, you can plug it in here and run the tubes out the bottom here. A little like conduit location right here. And then right above your head, we've got some switches for some of your lights, ceiling lights, reading lights, just for the bedroom area. And then this is a king size Sleep Number mattress. Underneath, you've got some good storage under the bed. And then in front of the bed, this is one big full wall slide. You've got some overhead storage here. Place for Blu-ray player, receivers for satellite. And then you got these nice deep drawers for some more wardrobe storage. You've got one more down below here, so all 6 of those are full extension drawer glides. And then there's one more below the stackable washer and dryer, which by the way is an option. I believe they did get that, yeah. So you've got the stackable washer dryer option. As I'm closing these doors, there's a little, I usually put these little clips up top here. That just keeps that nice and tight when you're going down the road. All right. Going to the bathroom area, so mid-bath. We got a big shower. You want to get a shot of that? You get some good counter space. And I'll show you something else too. Let me step in here. So you do have some good medicine cabinet storage here. You've got some more good storage here. And then there's some, this has I believe it's the Denali Wi-Fi Ranger system on this particular one. I have to look and see. Let me check and see which one they got. Yeah, the Denali Spruce LTE has on here. And then over here we've got, I always like to point this out, but your breaker, your house breakers and all your fuses are out of reach from children. They're easy to get to. If the slides are all in, it's still easy access. And then a toilet. I mean, that's solid ceramic toilet. It's an elongated toilet. It's also it's a macerator flushing toilet. So it's got the panel on the wall over here. I don't know if you can see it, but that's okay. It has it here. Well, sometimes it's hard to get that camera at certain angles. I mentioned we're going to run slides in to check and see how this looks with them all in. So if you want to come up front here, I'm going to run this back slide in first. And while I'm running the slides in, so on a Superstar, and Newmar's been building slide outs since 1989, and they invented the slide room, and most of the RV manufacturers that saw the fifth wheel, I believe it was, release a fifth wheel at a RV show back in that era. Thought there's no way that'll ever work, and look at how many different manufacturers today have slides on them. So the slides on a Newmar, they are electric on a Superstar. These are, they run electric cog wheels, so kind of like the cog wheel on a train. There's a steel rod that runs the length of the slide, and it's got, I think on these big full wall slides, I believe there's 3 motors that run those gears, and so it runs them out and runs them straight in. Very heavy duty and very reliable. In fact, I'm going to run both of these. You can see it has to raise up first and then come in. heavy duty, very, very reliable. I'm actually not, the jacks aren't down right now. You know, you hear a lot of different ways to run slides. Well, you want to have the jacks down before you run the slides. Well, they actually build these, on the suspension. They don't actually build them on the jacks. So you want to somewhat be level when you're running the slides, yes, but not necessary. I mean, it's actually, you'll hear a lot of our techs and some of our advisors recommend you run the slides in and out on the suspension, not on the jacks. Seems backwards, but to a lot of people, but that's actually held true on a lot of motorhomes. And I've seen a motorhome slide get binded up when it was actually on the jacks as the slide was running. So you can see how much room you've got coming in here. So you can still walk through the middle, no problem. These chairs, you can actually turn them if you wanted to turn them sideways, give you a little bit more room. You could do that. But you can see if I want to get to the bathroom in the back, I can come by. You got to come by first, and then you got it. That door opens inwards like that, so you can actually come in and use the bathroom while you're on the road. It doesn't bang into your refrigerator. But that's the idea of that inverted door. And then also the refrigerator. If I need to get a soft drink or something out of there, I can still access it, no problem. Okay. Shall we go outside? We've got the awnings out. So this came with the 2 Girard Nova awnings. So you kind of, if you step back far enough, Jody, you can see how they pitch out and down, and it covers almost the full length of the RV, you know, minus the cab area. That gives you nice shade coverage. There's LED lights up inside of the awnings there. Go to this first bay here. It's all storage, but it's also a low point line for one of your hot water lines there. And then this switch here, it does have, it's got an air compressor, so that's on the cab if you need to air the cab up. That compressor switch is located there. Next bay here. So this has, you got a 50-foot hose. It comes with, tap into the air system on the coach. If you need to put air in other vehicle tires or air in the tires on the coach, you can actually use the air system on this. And then these are actually, these protect the tile floor. So there's rollers underneath these slide outs. So if you when you run these slides in, especially on that full wall slide, if you get the slide in just up just enough, you can look under and see the little rollers and line these up. I would recommend the owner keep these and use them on a regular basis. It just protects the floor. They come shipped with them. If you get any pebbles or anything built up on the rollers or something like that, it just protects the tile floor from getting scratched up. So nice to keep these and keep using them. Something else I mentioned, compartment. So yeah, these are all the electric. There's your conduit there. So these are all electric door locks on the compartment doors. Side swinging doors is also nice. Instead of them opening up, opening to the side, it makes accessing them a lot easier too. It's more storage. This particular coach is the 4061 has the longer wheelbase, so it's a 341-inch wheelbase. By going to that longer wheelbase, they did that a couple years ago, I believe. It gave Newmar the ability to be able to move the house batteries, which used to be located on the patio side, over to the curbside. So that way, if you're noticing, I got storage on my patio side. Again, storage. This one does not have the exterior entertainment package, but if you look in here, we've got HDMI cables, cable hookups, 110 outlet. If anyone wanted to add that, you certainly could. Now this is the fresh water tank, is 150 gallons. So back behind it, they put a pegboard on the side of your freshwater tank. Just a place to hang tools, hang things out of the way instead of looking at the side of a tank. At least gives you a little bit more storage to hang hoses. But yeah, that's what that bay is there. And then you got a low point line on the freshwater tank. Docking lights. And then something else that's unique to Newmar's Super C motorhome, pass-through storage. And then this one, the slide tray on this model is an option, and this got it. So it's got the slide tray, and then we do have some awnings. There's some manual awnings I can roll out. I see there's one up front. There's some I think on the other side, so you get a little bit more shade on the window awnings. Okay, Newmar's going to ship this heavy-duty hitch. You got a 2 5/16 inch ball on one side and a 2-inch ball on the other. You also have a reducer. There's some extra tile, central vac. And then there's a switch here if if it's dark outside and you need some light on the exterior. I can flip these on, and that turns on my LED lights on the back of the coach. And then I'm gonna pull this switch in here, open the rear up. Picnic tables, small golf clubs, maybe a small bag because that's a little bit not too tall for most golf bags, but you could take that, you could put that in the side tray over here on the other side. But this is great for any kind of longer items too that you need to slide over the top. And then this is again more storage overhead here. And you got a light, LED light here. And the hitch, I think I mentioned to you earlier, it will tow up to 20,000 pounds. It is pre-wired for brake controller. And then you got your camera hookups there. I think we talked about the camera toggle switch up front earlier in the video. That's where you can hook that up. And then we're on the other side of this pass-through storage. Dump station area. So you got a retractable city water, so I can walk this out to my city water and hook up, and then you have a push button in here to run that in. So it's a power reel on your city water hose. Outside shower, water pump location, low point drains on the hot and cold water. Your sewer, it does have a sewer flush here. It does have electric gate valves on the far right there for both your gray and your black. By the way, the gray water, which is the right switch, is a 60-gallon tank, and your black water is going to be 40 gallons. So you've got 150 gallons of fresh water, 60 gallons of gray, and 40 gallons of black. And then a whole house water filtration system here. Of course, this is all storage for some of your items related to the dump station area. I mentioned to you the hydraulics used to be on the other side. Being on this side, this whole slide tray will slide out if you need to access it. There's a control board up here that's for your steps. If you need to access to the different pistons on the back, on the front and the back of the hydraulics here. Most of the time you're bringing that into our service department if there's any issues, but that's where they work on it at. Batteries. We've got 8. This has 8 lead acid house batteries on a slide tray. So to access those, that's where it's located. And you got some more low point lines up below there. And then you've got these panels back here are going to be more than likely for some of your slide out control boards. Oasis. So this has I mentioned to you earlier, this is your diesel. It's a diesel burner. You got 100 gallons of fuel. It also uses the diesel fuel to heat your hot water and to provide heat for the coach. And then your 2 electric elements are going to be in here as well. And to keep an eye on the hours for serviceability, it does have a meter up there to show you how many hours are on the Oasis. And here's your generator. You can stop the generator from inside. You can actually do it from the switch here on the side as well. Again, it is an 8,000 watt diesel generator. And then your 50 foot, 50 amp shore power is located here. And you walk it out. Walk that out to plug it into your pedestal. And when it comes time to go, push the button to reel it in. Cold winter months, you can appreciate having the power reel because these things get nice, they get stiff and tight. And it is nice to be able to push a button to pull all that in. Your transfer switch is located over here on this side. And the Victron, remember we mentioned earlier that this has a new energy management system. The Victron panel is there. And then I've released this already, but it does have an easy to open hood. For those of you that work on your own engines, do your own oil changes, anything like that, everything is really easy to access. Your fuel filter, your power stizzing reservoirs here. You've got the yellow dipstick for checking your oil. On the other side is another air filter. So everything is very easy to get to. And then it's got a soft close. Closing that there. All right, well, folks, I hope that today's walkthrough was helpful on a Superstar motorhome. Something else I wanted to just mention to you. We're a month away from Newmar releasing the new 2023 product. We are taking production slot orders as I'm speaking now. So for those of you that are interested in putting your name in the hat to get a Superstar built, all of our Superstars coming in right now are sold. But if we're a month out, I hope they keep the Gotham color, but for those that love this color and they discontinue, you can still get those colors. We just have to put that in as a special. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help you with that. Yeah, like I said, we're a month out on that. I think that covers most of what I could think of today. So for those of you who would like to get in touch with me, again, my name's Grant Russell. You can reach me best on my cell phone at 720-539-4711. Shoot me a text or shoot me an email at grussell@transwest.com. And then one other thing I wanted to mention to you, don't forget to check out transwest.com. If you want to look up all our Super C motorhomes, there's a tab right there you can click on. It says Super C motorhomes, and that'll bring up everything we've got. And hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. Thanks.